Hi Leo, welcome to your March 2023 Astrology Horoscope forecast. Welcome to my channel. I talk everything around astrology and tarot. For a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. For those of you who want to know more about my work, you may visit my website, tarotbyanisha. And should this work resonate with you, do remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. Now Leos, as promised, March is the cracker of a month. We have Pluto that is moving after 10 years. We have Saturn that is going to be shifting after 3 years. We have Mars that is going direct. We have Venus that is moving. And I'm going to be breaking all of this down. So please ensure that you watch the video till the end, because I'm going to be picking up aspects of your personal life. I'm going to be picking up aspects of your relationships, your money, your children, and I'll be breaking it down planetary wise. So do ensure that you catch the entire reading for the month. So on the 3rd, we have Mercury that is joining Neptune and Sun in a part of your chart that is all about joint finances, resources, sexuality, and intimacy. So a lot of conversations, and I think this has been going back and forth as far as your Sun, Moon, and Rising in Leo is concerned. A lot of you have been having these conversations, whether they can be in your relationships, it can be in your marriage. What is it that you bring to the table? There could be a power struggle with a partner, in your marriage. There could be a power struggle as far as sexuality is concerned. Maybe your partner is denying you something, or maybe you are denying your partner something just by maybe you're refusing to be intimate. There is everything that you're doing, but you're not being intimate with your partner. It's a way of sort of holding yourself back, and there could be some conversations around it. And this is a time, Leos, you have to remember to keep your heart open, try and have as authentic a conversation that you can. On the 7th, we have a full moon that is there in your house of earned income, and it's a time that maybe for some of you a project comes to an end, a job finishes, maybe you're moving to the next phase of your life. It can also be, in certain cases, a project finishes. It can be also that maybe if you were freelancing, if there were multiple projects, maybe one of the projects finishes during this time. On the 8th, we have Saturn that is moving into your house of joint finances, sexuality, resources, intimacy, and transformation. And this is there for the next 3 years. Now, this is important because Saturn, of course, is the teacher planet. And importantly, we don't have to freak out and say that, oh my God, Saturn is going to be being so horrible and it's going to be teaching us horrible lessons. But Saturn just wants us to grow and change in these areas of our life. And for you, Leos, it has to do with the valuing other people, giving people I would say, not just the importance, but also recognizing and understanding the value that they bring to your own life and giving them that credit for it. And I think it's also about respecting other people's or partners' values and assimilating them in a very constructive way without destroying your own individuality. And in certain cases, very rare cases, if Saturn is making a slightly difficult aspect, it can be, that, your say if you're dependent on your parents for funds, that your funds get cut off, or there's some problem around. If there's a divorce case that's going on, there could be some trouble with the alimony that is there, because 8th house is where where the major changes in a person's life happens. Especially you can't really depend on others for material help. So this is a time also where you are sort of accepting, acknowledging, being put in a box where you understand that I need to be generating that money for myself. Even if I'm in a partnership, in a marriage, there is you can't really lean on your partner for that financial support. So Saturn also during this time at times makes you, because it's a house of transformation, it's a house of Pluto, it speaks about regeneration. It can be like death of the self, not literal death, but it can be that you're having to let go of old ideas. So in certain cases, you may have said that, I can never be in a toxic relationship, but you find that with whatever the situation is, that you have to sort of work through it, you have to make do with the relationship for whatever reasons that are there. And it's also a time where you will be forced to release old set of ideas and values that are there. And also it can be in certain cases, it speaks about taxes, it speaks about economic lessons through finances and through commercial commitments as well. On the 17th, we have Venus that moves into your chart of your career, accolades, and Venus over here is joining Uranus. So fabulous. I think a wonderful time to be adopting and adapting to newer technology. It's about the internet. It's about any new technology that is coming about. Also upskilling yourself and getting that technology into your sphere of work. Maybe for some of you, you could be the leader, you could be the person who's showing the way and saying, this is how we can progress, we can be more productive by introducing more technology into our work. On the 20th, we have Mercury that moves into your house of expansion of the mind. This is long distance travel. And on the 21st, we have Sun, and that is not enough. We then have a new moon that is there. So this is really massive for you. You will find yourself that you're having a lot of conversations, or in any case, you love telling you love sharing experiences or telling stories, Leo. You'll find yourself that there is a lot that you want to talk about your travels. Maybe some of you during this time, you are looking forward to a long distance travel, and you're thinking about it and the experience that you will have. Or maybe you are talking with people who have been to the similar place, which is a different country, and you are sharing experiences of long distance travel, different cultures, ethnicities, and it's a fabulous time to be learning about new cultures, fabulous time to be learning a new language. It is also a good time to be traveling. It's also a time, even if you're not religious or spiritual, but it's a good time to be deepening your spirituality. It's a good time to be maybe going in for a meditation retreat. It's a good time to be learning how to meditate, Leos. And also for some of you, you could come up with quite grand and big ideas, and you could be working on a plan or you could be devising a plan on how to implement it. And it's really a time where you're going to be you're going to be quite playful. You're not going to be in a mood to work, Leos. On the 24th, this is like the biggie of the decade, we have Pluto that is moving into your house of marriage, and this is also the house of your business partnerships. And initially it will just sort of move in, give it, peek in and see what's happening for 3 months. And after that, Pluto is going to be there for 20 years. And Pluto has been there in Capricorn. I've spoken about this in great detail in my annual video as to what is it that Pluto will be doing for you, Leos. So should you want to know in more detail, you may go and check the annual 2023 videos. You'll find it in more detail. I'm just going to be summarizing over here now. So Pluto over here, it's a time of profound change as far as your relationships are concerned, and this really speaks about your marriage. It can be that hidden tensions will come forth as of now, and this is something that needs to get released. Some things which have been bothering you in your marriage, or there has been like sort of a passive aggressive thing that has been going on, or an underlying tension in your marriage, that needs to get addressed as of now, and that is where the transformation needs to get placed as far as the relationships are concerned, and whether they are intimate or whether they are business relationships. And this primarily speaks about equanimity as far as relationships are concerned between two people. And for those of you who are not married, it is a time that you will be, I would say, not just interested, but this encounter or the relationship that you're right now, it could turn into marriage for you, and this could like completely change your life as well. It could be almost be transformative for you. It is important to keep in mind that anyone whom you encounter, a close encounter, could leave a deep lasting effect on you, Leos, and this is simply because this person or these friends could be mirroring your inner psychic impulses. it's a time also for you to be recognizing your own patterns. Leos, it can be that through certain friendships that you are sort of made to transform. You may sort of resist. There could be friction in friendships. You may almost feel, that there could be this sense of almost aggression or arrogance from you that I know don't need to be told. But you'll find the relationships in which there is slight friction, that your friends are, certain friends, not all of them, people whom you deal with more closely, bring about this transformative changes in you. And also I think it's not, I think the next 20 years also where relationships are concerned, you'll understand more about blame, you'll understand more about acceptance, you'll understand more the subtlety of unconscious messages that, whether you are sending them out to friends, maybe you're not speaking, but maybe, there's a lot of passive aggressiveness that is there, and you understand, that there are a lot of things, majority of the things where your relationships are concerned, only love and compassion can make them okay. In very rare cases where Pluto makes a difficult aspect, there can be some amount of trouble as far as joint finances are concerned. There could be trouble as far as if the divorce is going on, alimony is there, and it could even speak about sexual problems as well. End of the month, we have Mars that is moving into your house of behind the scenes, and Mars is not too happy being over here because it's a very quiet, solitary, spiritual place where we go and literally sort of hibernate emotionally. So Mars, it's a good time to be researching end of the month. It's a good time to be delving into your own patterns, your own deep psychological patterns, Leos. What is it that you've inherited from your parents? What are your triggers? Why it is, and again, like I spoke about passive aggressiveness, where relationships are concerned, why the need to always have a control in relationships. They can be friendships, it can be a marriage, but always sort of this need to want to be in control, and you may not be doing it very visibly, but they could just be this behind the scenes manipulative thing of wanting to have that control and not lose that control, and yet sort of say the center of things. So it's a good time for you to be, all of that will be brought up for inspection. Your own deep psyche will be brought up for inspection, and because Mars is there, try and not be aggressive, try and be assertive. Wonderful time to be centering yourself, and even if you can't center yourself or align yourself, it's a wonderful time to be spending time at home, spend time with your pets, spend time with your children, just sort of unwind, just be. That is what you should be doing end of the month. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Leos. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.